back here with us on Overdrive. We took 2 generations of the Toyota Innova to find out which of them excels at what department.
The Toyota Crysta and various generations of the Toyota Innova in their respective times were the vehicles of choice for touring in our country. They were the quintessential workhorses, so to say. Of course, things got a little fancy with the Innova Crysta, but it was an instant hit, not just in the fleet segment, but also with the private buyers. Like its predecessors, it had a reliable and robust engine. It also came with tons of space and excellent comfort. It had a balanced ride quality as well. That is what made it so likable. Now, there's a new Innova. It's still called an Innova, but it uses a completely different formula. Instead of a diesel, this one has a petrol hybrid. Instead of a body-on-frame, this one uses a monocoque, and it's front-wheel driven instead of a rear-wheel drive. So, can it still surpass the champion? Can it still ensure that all the attributes that made it so likable are continued with this car as well? That's what we are here to find out. Cabin space and comfort are facets that help the Innova Crysta give entry-level luxury cars a run for their money. And the Hycross pushes that envelope further. While the headroom and the legroom remain comparable to the Crysta in terms of pure measurements, the ventilated front seats and the Ottoman-style rear seats with electrical adjustments make the seating experience plusher than the Crysta. Ingress and egress into the third row aren't as easy as the Crysta though, but the third row in itself is more comfortable, making the Hycross the better cabin to be in. The monocoque chassis makes the Hycross a better handler around winding roads, and the larger glass house is likely to reduce the effects of motion sickness compared to the Crysta. It's also the easier car to maneuver in traffic and city environment, has a more commanding view of the road like an SUV, and the slow speed ride is cushier in the Hycross than the Crysta. But the ladder frame in the older Innova Crysta makes it more comfortable over poor road conditions or when tackling B roads or even broken pathways, though the ground clearance between the two cars is comparable. The Crysta also feels more solid at highway speeds than the Hycross, which tends to wallow and bob if you aren't running a full house. Speaking of it, both cars have plenty of boot space for a family of 4. And though the boot aperture width and the loading lip height are comparable between the two, the Hycross edges ahead with its flat folding split third row. Long distance journeys with all the 3 rows occupied though leave hardly any room for luggage. No matter what powertrain you choose with the Hycross, petrol or hybrid, its refinement outshines any of the powertrains offered by the Crysta. But like the ride quality, even the fuel economy is a mixed bag. Yet again, the Hycross hybrid shines in the city with a phenomenal economy. We saw over 23 km to a litre consistently thanks to the battery assistance, which almost works like an EV at city speeds. On the highway though, the Crysta's diesel powertrain raked better fuel economy figures, but only marginally. The only department where the powertrain outshines the Hycross is the torque delivery. But the torque fill offered by the Hycross's hybrid variant leaves very little room for complaint. In the long run then, the Hycross hybrid could end up offering far better value than even the Crysta diesel. Those frequenting the highways or running a fleet of taxis could still find more value in the Crysta diesel though, considering the high asking price of the Hycross hybrid. And that is the reason why the Crysta will still continue to enjoy big numbers. But that said, many fleet operators also tell us that the premium can be offset in the long run, as the more comfortable seating of the Hycross will enable them to charge higher tariffs. Add to it the lower spares and the service costs at Toyota, and the Hycross becomes a compelling alternative to even the likes of the Kia Carnival, Skoda Kodiaq, and even the Mercedes-Benz GLB if you're looking for a plush 3-row offering. Let us know, what do you think?
Time to head into our final break here on the show, but coming up on the other side, we tell you what's new in the Audi Q3 Sportback. Stay with us, you're watching Overdrive.